Hello, hi everybody. This is Patty Bennett. I wanted to welcome you today to my weekly card making video. This is a Facebook Live, so if you're watching a replay on YouTube or my blog, just skip ahead because we are just going to let everybody find the live feed and then we will get started in about 90 seconds or so. So if you are watching live, you're going to see a red live button up in the corner. That's how you know you're watching live. And if that's you, say hi. I love to say hello to everybody who is watching. So I'm just going to check over here on my tablet for comments and see who's with us today. Hey, Shannon, Lindsay, Mary. How is everybody? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great week. I am super excited about these cards today. They are so pretty, so colorful, so fun, just the perfect card to send to anybody. And today I had to write myself a little checklist because we're going to go over so many things today that I don't want to forget anything. So I had to write myself a list so I would not forget to go over all of these things with you. Hello, Jeanne and Karen. Hey, Debbie. Hello, Shan. Thank you, Debbie, for the card, by the way. Hey, Shan, Robin, Kathy, Shella, Bev, Margaret, Jenny. How is everybody? Oh, Shannon just picked up a well-needed Starbucks. That sounds amazing. I don't think I've had a Starbucks in probably, I don't know, 5 or 10 years. I used to get them every single day, and I went cold turkey about 20 years ago, and then I've had like 3 Starbucks since then. So yeah, it does sound delightful, doesn't it? Hey, Tammy, Kim, Barbara, how is everybody? I hope you're doing well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I think hopefully everybody has found the live feed. So this is Patty Bennett. Look, my poor little sign is getting kind of ragged. Do you think it's maybe time to make a new one? I think maybe. I just noticed that. That's kind of pathetic. Yeah, I think it's time to make a new one. Anyway, my name is Patty Bennett. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This month, I am celebrating 29 years as a demonstrator. Can you even believe that? Hard to believe, right? I have been blogging at pattystamps.com for about, well, I don't know, years and years and years. I have over 6,000 blog posts for you there. So if you are looking for today's projects or the supplies, you can hop over there after you watch this. The supplies are on my blog today. The live today is June 14th. And then all of the cards will be on my blog on tomorrow, which is the 15th, June 15th, as well as the tips. So I have like the ultimate die cutting tip for you today, and I don't want you to miss it. So stay tuned for that. That's going to come towards the end because it has to do with die cutting these. Poppy parade for Patty colors. Yeah. All right, so my friends, let me show you the fun of today. Look how cute these cards are. Can you see the embossed background? It's called the So Swirly embossing folder. And I don't know if you saw me post a couple months ago. This is one of the new big embossing folders. So look, it's like twice the size of a regular card. Like I can't even hold it too close because then you can't see it. But it's one of those new large ones. We have a couple of them that are this size. So this is the So Swirly embossing folder. And I have 3 different versions that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to make one of them. I don't know yet which one I'm going to make because I haven't decided. But they all have the same background. So I'll show you the ink blending on the So Swirly embossed paper. And then we're going to ink blend a circle, and we're going to do the friend die cut. And can you see the dimension? Can you see that? It's thick, it's raised. Can you see? It's so cool. So there's a foam sheet that we're going to die cut. So I'll show you that tip. So that's this tip. So we're going to do some Stampin' Blends coloring, embossing, ink blending, the foam adhesive die cutting, and an ultimate die cutting tip. So that's today. I'm going to keep my list over here, prop it up right there so I don't forget to show you a single thing today. This card was inspired by one of my Love to Stamp group team members. Paola Phillips sent this to me. Well, I shouldn't be showing her address. She lives in Illinois. She sent me this birthday card last month for my birthday, and I just like gravitated right towards it. I just thought this was so pretty, so colorful, so fun. I don't know if she's on here today. She said she was going to try and jump on there. So I hope. Uh-oh, Gianne says it's frozen. Can anybody let me know if I'm okay? I hope it's not frozen. Just someone let me know if we're good. Yay, Paula's here. Hi, Patty. Welcome. Hi, Robin. Everything's okay. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right, so I loved the card, and I asked her, could I use it for inspiration for my weekly live? And she said yes. How fun. She'd be honored, you know. So I immediately, okay, here's my first mistake. I tell you, friends, some days, some weeks, right? So I knew she had used the So Swirly embossing folder. So what's the first thing I did? I embossed an entire stack of white cardstock with the So Swirly folder. Okay. I studied this, and I did my best to figure out what colors I thought she used. Now, I don't know because I didn't ask her. Oops, sorry. I shouldn't. Let me move this envelope because, sorry about that. Didn't mean to show your address. Because I thought I knew what colors she used. I got out the colors. I got out all my blending brushes, got out all the ink. Well, friends, this is what happens when you ink blend on top of the embossed cardstock. Do you see? Let me hold it in the same orientation. Can you see the difference? This is ink blended first. And I mean, while this is okay, it's definitely not what Paola did. And so now I have a stack of these that I can use for something else. So we're going to set those aside. And so that's tip number 1. Start with plain white cardstock. So we are going to do the ink blending on that. I'll still probably use this for something. I just like the other way better. That's all. So that's tip number 1. You know what? I forgot to show you the supplies that we're using other than that So Swirly folder. So we have Friends for Life. This is a bundle. We're using the stamps and the dies. We're using the Attention Shoppers bundle, stamps and dies. And then the cute little cupcake that's up here is from Pocket Thoughts. I did not use the dies. This is just fussy. Well, there isn't a die for this. The die, pardon me, excuse me, is a pocket. There's 3 different pockets. So I just fussy cut. So that's what we're using for stamps. And like I said, all of those supplies are at pattystamps.com today. And I printed this out to remind myself to tell you that bundles are currently an additional 10% off the 10% off, which is not technically 20% off, but it's really close. So if you are looking for any bundles this month, June 2024, and you're looking for a deal, don't forget they are on sale this month. So just wanted to give you that little reminder. So we are going to start with ink blending, and then we are going to get into all the other parts. So again, Paola, thank you so much. Love the card. Love that they are just so fun and easy, and I don't know. I just love color. You know me. Color, 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 color. It's all about color. All right. So I've already cut down the white to 4 by 5 1/4. And I just find it easier to cut it first because then when I emboss it, I don't want to put it in my trimmer. My guess, and I don't know, she can correct me, but really you can use any colors, was that it was Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Summer Splash. those were my guess for the 3 colors, and that's what I used on all of them. So that's what I'm going to use. You can use any 3 colors, but I'm going to give you kind of this little tip here. So and let me just like copy this one right here. I don't know about you. I love to see the roadmap of where someone's heading when they do a a video. So I like to leave it here so that you know what we're up to, and then I'm creating here. Anyway, okay, sorry, back to the regularly scheduled program. I'm going to do it in the same orientation so you can see how this looks. So I'm getting the Melon Mambo. Of course, you always dab off because see, you get like a blob. Okay. And the magic of this is that I'm only using the 3 colors again. So Mambo, Daffodil, and Summer Splash, but where they meet, they are going to form a different color. And I'm not coloring the entire front. You can see here, there's a little white and a little white. I liked that. Paola did that. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. Paola. So leave a little white. Okay, Melon Mambo. In the middle, Daffodil Delight. And I'll catch up with comments in just a minute, but I just want to get this ink blended first. So the yellow is going to come up kind of through the middle, and when it touches the Mambo, you're going to get kind of an orange color. So what we end up with basically is 5 colors on this background, even though we're using 3. And it's just sort of magic because that's what colors do when they touch each other and they blend. Okay, so now we have the pink blending into kind of a flamingo color into the yellow. And then when we add the Summer Splash and it touches the yellow, we're going to end up with a green. Oh, it's like magic, right? So magical. Hope that doesn't make anybody dizzy. I did. Hang on. Just put my finger in the pad. Not a good deal. Okay. Okay, keep going. Okay, so as we bring the Summer Splash up towards the yellow and it touches the yellow, it's going to turn into some green. So then we just kind of end up with 5 colors on our project, and it's just really, really cool. And that kind of gives you that whole rainbow, but only using 3 colors. So then what I'm going to do is just put it inside my So Swirly embossing folder. And you can put this anywhere, and it really doesn't matter. I moved it around for all my different samples, and truly doesn't matter where you put it. So let me just leave those there. Talk amongst yourselves for half a second while I emboss. Okay, and when we take it out, then we have that rainbow of colors with the embossing. Isn't that pretty? So again, I'll just show you this difference of ink blending first and ink blending after. Nothing wrong with either way, just showing you that you just do get a little bit more of a, a solid rainbow effect if you do the ink blending first. So that's that part of it. Let me just catch up on comments for a minute. Oh my goodness, there has been so many comments. Let's see. Yeah, ink blend first. Hi, Cindy, welcome. Oh, good. Connie got 2 sale bundles this morning. That is awesome. Let's see. Oh, thanks for sharing. That's sweet of you. Ruth, I'm sorry you had a hard time getting the video. It's 11 a.m. I go live. You just click refresh on my page and it will pop up. Let's see. Debbie says, I notice you always close your ink pads right away. Will they dry up quickly? No, it's just a habit so that I don't either put my hand in it, I don't put my blending brush in the wrong color, or I don't put my stamp in the wrong color. So I often will just close them up quickly. Yeah, it's just like a habit. It's not, you don't have to, but it's just habit. It's a good question though. I love that. All right. Hey, Pat, I'm glad you're joining live. Welcome. Okay, so that's step one. And then we are going to ink blend a circle. So I just grabbed, I had several different circles already die cut. And here's the fun part then, is that you would think you would use the same colors. But what I chose to do was to grab, you can use either green. I think I kind of like the lemon lime twist best. I think that's what I used. I don't know why I have Granny Apple out. I don't know. I'm looking around. What did I do? Well, anyway, lemon lime. So that's up here. And then down here is Petunia Pop. So we're actually introducing two more colors, but it all blends so well that you kind of almost wouldn't even know that I've got two more colors happening. So Petunia Pop, excuse my reach, my brush is way up there. And here's a little tip I found out kind of the hard way. The ink on your grid paper, or if you're using your glass mat, is actually still a little bit damp and will pick up on your brush. So if I started down here and I went on top of this yellow and I brought it up onto my project, I'm going to bring brown up there because purple and yellow make brown. So you do have to be careful. Either go to like what I'm going to do right here, a completely clean spot, or just grab a new grid sheet or clean off your glass mat or whatever. Do I have that piece? I do. So this is the piece that I accidentally had laid it like right there, and I went with my Summer Splash on top of a purple, and it brought purple up onto it. Nothing wrong with it. You can introduce a new color, but depending on what color you do that with, you could bring brown onto your project, and that's not going to fit very well with this because, you know, this is all about the pretty colors, right? The pretty, pretty colors. So we have some Petunia Pop. And then I am going to do the lemon lime twist on the other side, but I'm not going to have these overlap like we did on the card background. I'm going to do it over here where we don't have color, because the green and the purple are going to make a muddy color. They're not going to go together. So you don't want them to blend. You just want to have them meet just shy of the middle. Leave a little white in that center. Or pick any colors you want. You don't have to use my colors, but I will have all of these colors. They're already all listed on my blog post for tomorrow. So if you want to copy them, feel free. And I'm pretty sure Paola used different colors on her circle. I just looked at it and thought, oh, this is what I want to use. All right, so we have a couple circles that are ready. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Tammy says you always have great tips. Claire says great tip. Well, oh, Debbie says great tips. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like that tip. Yeah, you know, I always like to share if I have something that doesn't work. I like to give you a little warning so that you don't do what I do. So there's the circle, and then you can just see that you can kind of move it around and you can put it wherever you want, and depending on maybe what items we add to this card would depend on how we orient that color. Like if we used some of these We might want the green behind the green if we use those cute cupcakes. So you can kind of play with that. I'm not going to glue it down until I know what greeting I want on it, or if I want, what pieces I want to put on it. So we'll leave that for a minute. As you can see on the circles, I did use the high and the best and the happy birthday in black. I loved just the pop of black with this. So we can decide. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to put on that circle. But let me show you how I did this really cool friend with the foam adhesive sheets. So I have stamped friend 2 times here on just basic white with my black Memento ink pad. And I am going to take a foam adhesive sheet and my Teflon scissors, and I'm just going to cut a piece that's going to kind of fit. See, on the back, I'm going to put it on the back and it's going to cover the word. Okay. So when you flip it over, then I have to remember to peel off this side because I always peel off the wrong side if I cut an angle. So funny. Okay, so that just went behind the word, the foam adhesive sheet. And then I'm going to grab the die that cuts out the word. It's part of the Friends for Life bundle. So there are 2 different friend dies. So one of them cuts the skinny word and one of them cuts the thick word. Okay, there's the skinny friend and there's the thick friend. Yeah, I'm always the thick friend. Alrighty, anyway. So I'm going to line up the thick outline for the word and just press it down with my little Post-it tabs because I want this thick outline and it's going to turn out like this with a little bit of white around it. And yes, the die cuts right through the foam sheet, no problem, does not hurt it, does not hurt your machine, does not hurt your die. It is like a fun little miracle. It's so cool. I'm just going to check my list here. Okay, so we did the ink blending, the embossing. We haven't done the blends coloring yet. We just did the foam adhesive sheet die cutting tip. Okay, so we're doing good on our list. And I'm just going to pop this out. Well, hang on. It usually pops out super, super easy, but that wasn't bad. Not bad. And then just pop that little thing out. I've got like 500 of these floating around because I don't need them. So then when we peel the backing off, this is going to be, can you see that? It's a thick sticker. Isn't that the cutest? I absolutely love this. I don't know if you saw my monochromatic Monday post on Monday, but I had this card on there, all Poppy Parade, and I did the same thing. Stamped my friend. I stamped my friend. Yeah. Well, I stamped the greeting in Poppy Parade and did the exact same thing with the foam sheet behind. And I love this look. I just think that is way, way, way too much fun. Isn't that fun? Give me a heart or a thumbs up if you love that. Am I using a light hand when I put color on? For the ink blending, Debbie? Yes. I have a whole series of ink blending videos. And my biggest tip when you're ink blending is if you hold your brush back here and you do circles like this, you are going to get a nice light color and it's going to be quite even and blend really well. I see a lot of people pushing on the head and they're getting like blobs of color and you can see the circles. Plus it's not good for the neck of the brush, right? It's going to eventually break. So I just recommend that you hold it back here and you blend like this and just let the weight of the blending brush do all of the coloring for you. So yes, very light hand. That's a great question. Thanks everybody. Oh, Stampin' Shannon says, I bought the foam adhesive sheets because of this tip. I'm glad. Hey, Kathy, we are almost done with this card. You're welcome to watch the replay. So this, if you wanted to die cut the skinny friend and put it on top of this other die cut, you can totally do that. That works. I just really kind of like the thick one. So I kind of just stick with this one, but I just wanted to show you that there are those two options in the bundle. Just put this back so it doesn't get lost. Because if you could see my desk right here, you would know that there's a large danger of things getting lost right now. Okay, sorry, I'm just checking. I'm just checking because I have so much out over here. I feel like I might be forgetting something, but I think we're good. I think we're all right. Okay, so what do we have? So we have, okay, somewhere I have an entire packet of my base card. It's MIA. So we will grab a new base card because you know me. I have a stack of the white top fold thick basic white or thick white cards all ready to go. All right. So we have our base card. We have our embossed ink blended layer. We have circles that we can use. I might just go ahead and use that one because it's already stamped. We'll see. And we have our friend. So we have hi friend. And then we just have to decide what we want to put on it. And this brings me to the ultimate die cutting tip. You are going to love this. If you have not seen me do this before, I guarantee you are going to love this tip. I've shared it before, but it's been a long time. I used these 4 images from one of my favorite sets in the new catalog, Attention Shoppers. So I have the shopping bag, the flowers, the cake, and the bottle. Okay, those 4. I've got them mounted on a large block, all mounted together. Okay, here's the tip. You ready? So I take a sheet of cardstock. This is a half sheet, and you can see what I've done. I stamped it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, so they're all staying in the same spot on that stamp. I color them, and then I put the die, the 4 dies down on top of the image. Okay, and then all you have to do is reposition it with this Post-it tape and cut them out, reposition it and cut them out. And you can do all of these images so fast that way. I love this tip. So I'll go over it one more time because you might be like, whoa, what did she say? What's going on here? All right. So you stamp. First, you mount all your stamps in one spot on a block and you stamp it multiple times. Okay, we're going to color in a minute. So pretend we just colored these. And then you take each of the 4 dies and you set them down where they go. And then you take your Post-it tape, removable tape. It comes in lots of different sizes. I think this is this 1 inch? Yeah, 1 inch. Okay. And you take a piece and you stick it down so that it picks up all the dies. And you stick it down, run it through your die cutting machine, pick it up, stick it down, run it through your die cutting machine. And you don't have to reposition all of those dies over and over and over. Do you love that tip, friends? I think it is like the best tip. I love that tip. Love that tip. I've been doing that for so many years and I forget to show it. So I wanted to just show that one more time. Yay! You love the tip. I love that you love the tip. I love that. Awesome. Oh, somebody asked about this grid paper. This was from when we had the Stamparatus, and when they announced it was retiring, I bought like 20 packs of this because it's just handy for when I do videos. So yeah, it's not available, but you can just buy the grid paper and cut it down. You can have it cut down if you don't have like an industrial trimmer. So you can do that. But anyway, yeah, sorry, it is not available, but I love it for videos. Okay, so we're going to color. And before I color, just want to tell you one thing. Last week, when I had my blends in these trays, these trays got more comments than the actual project or anything I shared on the video. And it really kind of made me laugh, but that's fine. It's totally fine. These trays are from Amazon. The brand, here, let me write it. STOR, and then it's a small I. So it's like the word story, but capital STOR, little I. If you go on Amazon and you type story drawer organizers, you're going to find about, I don't know, 20 different sizes of these. And I shared last week that we originally got them because my husband got a huge new tool chest a few years ago and wanted to organize in the drawers because, you know, they're shallow drawers in a tool chest. So he got tons of different sizes of these. He's got it all organized. And then I was like, I might want some of those. So I have these in my craft room as well. And they're fabulous and they are very inexpensive. So that's what the tray is. I do not store my blends like this because you don't want to store them at an angle. This is just for video purposes. I know I got a lot of questions on that. So I just wanted to go over that just so people don't think, I know a lot of people said, well, do these slip in a drawer or whatever? No. I take them out when I'm done with the video. It's just so that I can be slightly organized for my videos. That's all. So just wanted to go over that. Okay, so we're going to color, and here are the colors that I selected kind of based on our background: Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Melon Mambo, Lemon Lime Twist, and Summer Splash. Those are the colors I pulled out, and I kind of thought, well, it seems like the bottle would be maybe kind of a bluish green, right? Possibly. I don't know. I don't really drink anything that comes in a bottle necessarily. Not really, but anyway. Here, let's see. Let's use that. Let's just copy. So then cake. And I tried on my first 2 sets of these images to do a lot of shading. But you know what? These images are so little that seriously, they really don't need to be like shaded, really. This is more like a whimsical kind of just fun. Yeah, fun images. It's not something that has to be all totally colored like an artist with shading and whatnot. So we're just going to go with 1 layer of color. And also, you know, I kind of thought maybe just by using 1 color and not doing a lot of shading, maybe it would help some of you who thought, well, I really don't want to get those markers because I just don't want to, you know, get all creative with all the coloring. I don't want to do all that. And you don't have to. You can just color 1 color. You don't have to do shading and blending. Okay, so I might have lied a little. I might add a little bit of shading to this because there's just a couple spots here where I might shade a little, but that's okay, right? That's all right. What else did I do here? Yellow, little lolly. Little lolly. I think that might need the dark lolly. I'll catch up with your comments in a minute. Sorry, I promise I will go look. Maybe a little bit of shading. Okay, so I might have lied a tiny bit, not on purpose, just we'll just add a little. It's not a lot, it's just a little. a little, okay? That'll blend it. I can't help myself. Just a little. See how that helped? Didn't that help a lot? I think it helped. So introducing some of that mambo, that cute mambo color. All right. And I think we'll do, let's be brave and we'll do mambo on this. I think I did flamingo on the original, but I'm just going to go for it. A little bit of mambo. And then, I don't know, I kind of think this shopping bag turned out really dark. But you know, now that I'm looking at it, I think maybe that's kind of what this card needed. It needed sort of a more bold pop of color. So we'll just go with that. We'll just let it be dark and bold. It's okay. And if the bright colors, you know, aren't really your thing, you feel free to just go with any color palette that you like. Sorry, just had to add a little bit of shading. I'm going to put a little bit of summer splash in here. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll just do the handles real lightly here for another little added pop of color. And there we go. So that's just pretty simple. A fun, simple rainbow of colors and some coloring. And then we go back to our little sneaky trick here and we'll just line up. And sorry, I'm going to need to bring this closer to myself so I can see if it's lined up. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so then I'm just going to press and I'm going to turn around and die cut, and all four will be die cut. Boom, like that. So then I can just pop all these out and we will decide which ones we're going to put on our card. Isn't that so easy? I love that. And it gave me the idea. I'm going to make this into an actual card by just coloring all 8 and then making this a card. I think that's going to be super cute. So pretend you didn't see that because that's coming up sometime soon. Let's see what. Oh, sorry. Was there questions? Oh, I'm glad that you liked the tip, everybody. Everybody wants what I have, huh? Professional standards in coloring. Yes, so Stamp with Jamie asks a great question. If we don't plan on blending, would regular markers work as well? Yes, they would. Just make sure you use StazOn and not Memento. I stamped with Memento ink because I knew I was coloring with blends with an alcohol marker. So if you're using the regular water-based Stampin' Write markers and you just want to color, just, you know, flat color, no blending, then make sure you use StazOn so that it won't bleed. So just a little note there about that. Let's see. Show how you stamp that you can get 4 rows. Okay. Let me grab a half sheet and I'll stamp it for you. I just have to cut a half sheet because I don't have a half sheet cut. I just have quarter sheets. Alrighty, so here we have a half sheet. Here we have the stamp and the memento. Get a little, oh, sorry. That's really shaking the camera. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it regular. Sorry about that. Is this shaking the camera? I hope it's not. I'm sorry, friends. Okay, so we'll do 4 rows. This will give me more fun stuff to play with. Scoot it up. And row 4. Okay, so that's how I did the 4 rows. Does that help? I forget. I'm sorry. I forget who asked the, oh, Cindy asked. Yeah, so does that help, Cindy? That's how I did it. So again, the trick, you know, mounting all 4 and stamping them so that they are in the exact same spot over and over. And then that way, when you use the 4 dies lined up with the Post-it tape and keep moving it, then they're all lined up. So I hope that makes sense. Did I explain that okay? Let's see. No, I don't have any foam under here. It's just this pad. So you can use your foam. What's it called? This thing. Stampin' Pierce mat. You can use that if you want. I don't tend to really use it much anymore. I just use whatever my grid paper is. Let's see. Oh, Jamie says, I find the foam behind the paper makes my stamping lines wacky. And you might be pressing too hard. Maybe. But try it without the foam. Try it with your grid sheet. I will tell you though, I've mentioned this before, but huge trick is to use the glass mat. If you put your paper directly onto the glass mat and you stamp with photopolymer, I'm telling you, you get amazing images. I don't know what it is. That glass mat is like magic. But you've heard me say before, maybe you didn't hear me say before, but I've said in several videos, I don't use the glass mat on my videos because the grid lines on the glass mat make my camera, my phone here that I'm, recording with, it just kind of makes it go like, it can't focus. It doesn't seem to be bothered by the grid paper, but the glass, I don't know what it does. So I know I've been saying for like a year, I'm going to have to get a new phone, and I will. I just haven't bought a new phone yet, but I will, I promise. Just haven't done it. Been too busy. So what if we use the Hi Friend that I already stamped, and I feel like I should stamp Happy Birthday if I'm going to use the cake or the cupcakes. So I might save those for another project. So let's just see. Maybe if I just sort of, I don't know. You know what I tried to do, and it wasn't looking right. I thought maybe the bottle could be in the bag, but I don't know why. It just kind of looks funny to me. Should I do that? Does it look okay? And then I thought, well, maybe like, what if I slit with the craft knife and I kind of like tuck it? You know what? Let's try that. What the heck? Why not? Let's just see what it looks like. Let's see if we can do that. So if I just slit, I don't think that's wide enough for the bottle. Not quite. Let me see. Maybe I have to do a little more. Okay. Okay, does that look even dumber? Maybe I shouldn't have tried that. Oh man, I don't know. Do I have another bag? Because I had another idea. Hi, friend. I don't know. What do you think about that? Let me check your comments. It looks weird. It looks cute. Yes, I've used the shopping cart, not on a video yet though. The bottle is cute. I like it. I don't like the bottle in the bag. It's too high. Jamie likes it. Bouquet below the word. Like down there. Maybe the bottle is saying, take me out first. Push the bottle down. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's the ticket. That looks better. I like that. Okay. Thank you. Who was that? Was that Shan? No. Rebecca, thank you. I like that. Cheers. Yes, Debbie, cheers. I like that. Okay, that looks cute. You know what? I wonder if it would even be like cute if the flowers were coming out of the bag. No, it's just not quite the right scale, I think. But I do like this. I'm going to go for it. Hi, friend. Let's see. I have an idea. Please hold. I have an idea. Sorry, I know I'm going a little rogue here, but sometimes you just have to play. Sorry. Uh-oh, I forgot. Am I shaking the camera? I didn't mean to. What if we did treat yourself, friend? Okay. And so your friend is getting a bottle of wine and flowers. Treat yourself, friend. I should have stamped it up higher. Dang it. Dang it. We'll put gems there. I like that. Let's do that. Anybody else say yes? I think that's cute. Love it. Going rogue is fun. Watching your thought process is helpful. I don't know. Does anybody really want to know my thought process? It's kind of all over the place. That's my thought process. All right. Let's just go for it, because we can always make another one that's different. Okay. Treat yourself, friend. And we'll put little pieces of foam adhesive sheet on here on the backs. One there, and let's do a little. Okay, I just want to make sure the bottle is like in the right. Yep. Okay. And this is actually going to keep the bottle and the bag together in the right spot. Oh, I do have one more tip for you. I just remembered, so hang on a sec. Kind of like them like touching. Okay, cuteness, cuteness, cuteness. So here's my last tip, friends. I forgot to write it on my list. When I was making these cards, I was using different embellishments. And I want to show you Okay, 2 tips. I have 2 tips for this. Okay, here's the first tip. When you get the embellishments, this piece of acetate is always stuck to the packaging with just a little bit of like double stick tape, right? Here's my tip. Take it off so that it's loose, and then you can lay it on top of your project to see if you like how it's going to look. Because in my mind, on a couple of these, I thought I was going to use one color, but then when I actually, laid it down, I said, oh, I really like the Petunia Pop. And so that's what I used. So that's my first tip. And then if you can't find a color that you love, I just want to tell you that these 2 packages are a must, because these go with anything. These iridescent faceted gems, in my mind, they kind of pick up the color of your project, so I love that. And then these have a little bit of gold sparkle in them, but not enough where you're like, oh, it has to be on a card with gold, right? It's just kind of fun. It's just festive. So if you don't want to invest in a lot of colored embellishments, grab these and you're going to be able to use them on almost anything. So that's a tip. Well, 2 more tips. Okay, I really loved these bright green gems. I used them here. Didn't those turn out cute? The transparent dots. Loved that. I went totally rogue. I don't ever do this. I used 2 colors of resin dots on this one. Like, I don't know what possessed me, but I think it looks adorable. And then on this one, I did it again. I used 2 colors of the In Color Sparkle Gems. I never do that. I don't know what came over me. It's like this creative amazingness, right? So I'm thinking Summer Splash and Petunia Pop. That's my thought. And you can always like hold it there. You know how I love to use my pokey tool. That's how I like to do my gems. You can always hold it there. And if you say, oh my gosh, no, that's not the right color, then don't stick it down. You can stick it back on your sheet. But I like that color, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do 3 Summer Splash, and then I am going to put Petunia Pop up here to kind of help fill that little, you know how I said I wish I would have stamped it a little higher, but this way I don't have to worry about that because I filled that area in visually with the gems. Wow. Aren't these so fun? And you can go vertical, you can go horizontal, you can make it birthday, you can make it anything, like a thinking of you, whatever you'd like, but use the friend. I mean, the friend is just so stinking cute with the foam. So, okay, we did it. The ink blending, the embossing, the Stampin' Blends coloring, the foam sheet die cutting, foam adhesive sheet die cutting tip, and then your ultimate die cutting tip with the Post-it tape, and your bonus tip about embellishments. We did it in an hour. We did it. Yes, very summery, definitely. Very fun and cute, Debbie. Yes. Thanks, Susan. Thank you so much, though. I just have to give another shout out. Paola did the original idea. This was the card she sent me. I used it as inspiration. Mostly kind of copied the idea, but you always make it your own a little bit, right? Thank you, Kelly. Thanks, Pat. Yes. Okay. Jamie, that's cute. She says, like summer cotton candy. That is so true, right? Thanks, Jenny. Thank you, Cindy. Yes, love it, Paola. Love it. Thank you, everybody. I am so glad. I'm just going to scroll back. I'm so glad you like this. Yes, Cindy, feel free to watch the replay. We're just ending. Oh, San Leandro, you're so close to me. Hey, Mom, too. I didn't know you snuck on here. Hi, Shirley. Love you. Any other questions here? Let's see. Sorry, I'm just scrolling. Yes, Annette said she has to play with this bundle. It's been sitting there waiting patiently. Aw. Yes, don't rock the stamp. Good tip, Cindy. Yes, I don't rock the stamp at all. At all. Not at all. When I stamp anything, you just ink it, stamp straight down, hold it, and straight up. Do not rock it at all. Good tip. Good reminder. Let's see. Cut the bottom of the bottle off. Oh, okay. Sorry. We're past the bottle now. All right. I don't see any other questions. If I missed your question, could you retype it so that I can answer? And if not, I'll let you go. I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. Check out my blog, pattystamps.com. Tomorrow will be June 15th. All the cards, the color combos, the tips, everything will be there. I also did like a photo collage tip with this so that you can pin it to your own tip board on Pinterest so that you won't forget that tip. So make sure that you stop in tomorrow for that graphic. Yes, Mary, this embossing folder is so fun. So swirly. Yeah. And I love that you can do 2 card fronts at once, or you can position anywhere on the folder that you want. It's nice and versatile. Oh, I had another tip. Gosh, dang it. I knew I was going to forget this one. I wanted to show you, if you don't have blending brushes, this is a piece of the Friends for Life pre-printed paper. There are several patterns in that pack. And if you just emboss it, you get almost the same kind of a look. And then you can see that I die cut that skinny friend. Remember we were talking about the skinny friend, and I placed it on top of see, this was right there. That's where it came off of the 6x6. And then with the foam on the back, I'm ready to pop this out. And do you see how it's going to look? How cute. Isn't that cute? So then we have a little rainbow behind our skinny friend, and it's going to be able to go onto the project. And I was kind of of layering a couple of circles. I'm not decided quite yet what I'm going to do with that, but oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, that's going to be cute. Yep. So I think this is going to be happy birthday, friend. So if you don't have blending brushes, if you're not confident in blending, look at your designer paper and just emboss it with an embossing folder, and you're going to get a similar look. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot that. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Tammy. Thank you, everybody. Yes, it looks like alcohol backgrounds. It does. It's very, very similar look. Okay, well, I hope some people at least stuck around to see that tip, but I hope you enjoyed all of the tips today. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 tips. Yay! Love it. I'm glad you love it, Denise. Thank you. Okay, Jamie's asking, can blending brushes be washed to use with other colors? So I have a whole series of blending brush videos, and in some of those, I have shared my opinion is that I like to have, you can tell because they're labeled, one for every color. If you don't want to have one for every color, here's what I suggest. Get about 6 or 9, because they come in a 3-pack, right? One for dark reds, one for light reds or pinks, one for yellows, one for greens, one for blues. You get my drift, right? And you could do that without having all 50 brushes, okay? That's how I started. But I do not recommend washing them. 2 reasons. Number 1, if you wash it, it takes forever to dry because this is so dense. There's so many bristles in there. You're not going to be able to use it for like 2 days until it's dry. So it's a time thing, right? It's a waste of time if you do that. You have to let it dry to use it with a different color. So that's the number 1 reason I don't. Number 2, The more ink that's in here, the more times you use it, the more you saturate it, the better your ink blend is going to be. Because if you are trying to add ink to a blank brush every time you use it, you're not going to get the smooth results. So those are the two reasons I don't recommend washing them. There's nothing wrong with washing them, just sharing my opinion as to why I don't and why I feel it's better to have multiples. But again, you could get away with 6 or 9 and not have all 50 colors like I do. That's totally fine. You're welcome. I'm glad that helped, Jamie. So tippy today. Yep, full of tips. Aren't I just full of tips? I try so hard. But I'm glad that, you know, we have these fun discussions and you can learn things as well. Well, okay, everybody. I think that sounds like we're wrapping it up. And I just want to thank you for joining me on Fridays. And I hope that you have a fabulous weekend, fabulous Father's Day to anybody celebrating. And I will see you back next week. I think next week, wait, am I thinking correctly? No, 2 weeks from now, I have a special, we're going to do like a Q&A. Yeah, because we're celebrating, no, next week. It's next week. We are celebrating my 29 years as a demonstrator. So we're going to do like a face-to-face Q&A and a little bit of my story and background and all of that. So yeah, that's next week, 21st. Yep. So no card project next week, just you get me. All righty, everybody. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.